on the back.
Oh, we
So
do
if
have a
you
mute
trace
all
the-
too button there. I see those as being potential trip points that we'll want to make sure we know is that if that button gets pressed, no matter what you do back there.
I've never even utilized it, but
Why would they put it there?
no. I guess if you're like patching and
Oh,
from
yeah.
stage and you're
Yeah.
like, hey, I want to move some stuff around,
gonna
but I don't
move
want to
all real
run
quick,
all the way
yeah.
to front of house. That makes sense.
That does make a lot of sense.
But yeah, if you just right here on the back, I can feel it right there.
Just a toggle
You can
switch.
feel it. Yep. Rocker
Yep,
switch.
yep.
It's right here. You could even just unplug it, but I tried to label as best as I could. So at least these lines that I've run, they're labeled, except for the drums, they're labeled on both ends. So keys 1 here is keys 1 over there. All your outputs on the bottom.
Okay.
Drums, bass, guitar. All band stuff is hardwired to these little belt packs.
Okay.
They take AAA, which there's a bunch of AAAs back there.
These are for ears?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So you just take it out. AAAs will go in there. And just remember this push button goes
Hey, how are you?
goes with that. It sounds great. So there's the band in-ears. These are the singer's in-ears. And you'll want to record this part. So these are rechargeable, so you don't have to worry about batteries, but you power that on. And they are preset, so you can see it's highlighted 2. The number 2 is highlighted right there.
There we go.
And then on here, you turn your pack on, your little green light, and you'll see 2 is highlighted. If this ever gets bumped, so right now it just went to 3. One of these other ones are probably on 3, so they'd probably be getting somebody else's mix. So just make sure, that's the first thing I would check for is, okay, 2 and 2, little green light pops up, saying that it's got connection. And then whenever you're done, just power off. And there's the charging port. The charging port on there, and it came with cables. They're back there, but it's USB to
Micro.
2 of those. Yeah.
Micro USB. So that may be one thing that.
With these are a great cheaper solution to Sennheiser in-ears or like really expensive ones. The only thing is if you get them really close together, they operate off Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So if you get them really close together, you might get some interference.
Are
So
the
that's
transmitters
why.
behind the stage, or are they back there?
No, that's it. This is the transmitter. This is the receiver. So
Oh.
all I did was I ran an XLR from the output of that digital snake
Oh, okay. So,
to
okay.
here,
Okay.
and this
okay.
is literally
Okay.
And you could also change it and go the other way if you wanted to do a wireless acoustic and you weren't using all of these.
Both
there's
of
an
them require
XLR.
batteries, or is this one phantom powered?
They're both rechargeable. So
Yes, we were just talking
USB
about
to
that. Okay.
micro USB. Yeah.
So that'll be one thing that we may even want to consider getting like a charging bank for.
Yeah. Even if
Because
just the USB. So
you don't want to walk in on a Sunday and this not, been plugged up.
So backstage, you could even have one of the tables, and you could just have a USB bank, and all the cables could already be plugged in. And then on a Sunday, when you guys are done, you can take them all back there, plug them up, and then when you're ready, come out here and just keep them paired together. Or again, worst case scenario, if you get them mixed up a little bit, just remember you can select through the
Yeah,
numbers
they
and
need to be
make
paired to
sure
one
they're
another.
paired.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And again, hardwired. So all band guitars.
This one takes
AAA
batteries. Yeah.
AAA
Yes.
for that one.
So this is guitar 2 over here, and as you can see, again, I labeled guitar 2. Guitar 2. So this is his pack. That's where he'd plug his guitar in.
Perfect.
Bass is already plugged up. The bass.
Yep.
Drums are wired up, and I went through and did a line check. Here's another wireless for a singer. Here's Guitar One World. You guys didn't have an extra DI, but when you're ready, Guitar 1, Guitar 1.
Well, you ran out of the right box?
Well, you've got these for click and loop. You could rob one of those. This is for keys. Again,
You're
keys
trying to
1,
reserve those for
keys
click and
1.
loop, though. I understand.
Yeah. Oh, here's the
Keys.
Sorry.
Keys.
So here's the USB to micro USB.
Okay.
Sorry.
That was recorded.
This whole bag.
All right. Awesome.
That's the case.
Yeah, they may not even need the DI. It wouldn't hurt to have a
USB's
couple
right
of-
there.
That's kind of crazy, but that's okay.
Um,
Did you actually play with the pipe jack, or you play with that mic setup with the drums?
Nobody's played. I've line checked, so I know the mics work. Console hears it. I did generic EQing based off, like, it's always my bass.
Right.
For if a band's coming in, I'll have a bass. I'll have
Okay.
it ready to go. So you or somebody would just, whoever comes in to play would just tweak that when
Okay.
they come in. So, but you're already set for a good, like, you can maybe even get away with not even doing anything. Just bring your players up.
So we had 5 wireless, and one of them's not working. So we had 4 wireless for vocalists.
Okay.
Can we get a 5th one?
You've got 6 total.
Oh, we got 6.
There's 6 receivers back there, and only 1 transmitter was. You have 2 packs. You have the nice one.
Oh, I forgot
You have
about
a
the
cheaper
packs.
pack.
Yeah,
and then you've
we have
got,
4 handhelds and 2 wireless.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 packs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got 4. So
4
right now you got
handhelds.
3 handhelds.
Forcers.
Huh? Plus the Sennheiser. 4. You got 3. You got 5. You had 5 and the red one went.
6 packs. 6 total wireless. 2 packs, which leaves 4 handhelds. One of the red one's out, so I threw the Sennheiser in. So
Right.
yeah, you've got 4.
4 handhelds.
That's right. Yeah.
4 handhelds, 2 packs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right.
That's okay. But the red one's not working. Yeah.
The red sure is not working.
Yeah.
You'll know because if you, I
can't even
put
turn
your
it on.
batteries in and you can't even turn
We
it.
can't even get it to come to life. But you're also telling me you only have 6 receivers anyway.
Yeah, it's just 6 wireless.
Yeah. So if we were to get something else, another one, we would need to get the whole thing.
Are they
Receiver,
all
mic and everything.
on the new legal ban?
Probably no. That's whatever you guys have existing. I didn't even check that. I would assume there's probably a couple that are not, but
When do we know when those microphones were purchased? Neither of you guys were here. Jack would be the one to ask, I guess.
Jack wouldn't know.
this is one of those things like literally just sit and all the front of them will tell you what frequency band it is, and you could just.
Have
go
you ever
through
had a
it.
church busted for that?
No, that's why I was like, most aren't going to unless you're like part of
Nasty.
Atlanta.
Yeah.
And you're right next to an emergency room, like a hospital or something, or a public emergency building, and you're interfering. Most of the time, they're not gonna. It's not like they're going around. All right,
Yeah,
let's use
yeah,
it."
yeah. I don't know, here in Dalton they may.
How we doing, Zach? What are you thinking about what you're learning?
All sounds good. The biggest thing that I see, just for anyone who's not aware, is that there's a mute button and a power switch on the snake back there.
And unless somebody's down there, I don't think anybody even needs to walk down there because the drums has that platform.
We only have 1 snake, right?
Yes, sir.
And how many channels?
32.
Okay. How many channels on that digital board?
So it's 32.
Okay.
So you've got 32 channels.
Okay.
You could do you
Power
could do
button
more than
and
this.
a mute button on the snake.
And I don't expect those to ever be used, but if they got turned on, flipped, I'm sure you'd see some mutes back on the board probably. I don't know that for sure, but if the power button.
Like I said,
got
I've
flipped,
never
It's just a good thing
utilized
for
it.
all of us to
to know about, yes.
to know.
Yeah, if there's ever an issue, you
Yeah.
troubleshoot it. But obviously, if something else is working, but this isn't, then obviously you know that that's not the issue.
Hey, you want to say hey?
It's like, the bass works, but. Who's there? Jesse Cash.
Hey, I'll call you back. Jesse's doing a training. He finished the install and he's. I'm sorry, Daniel's doing a training.
Don't do your thing. I was just thinking about you.
Love you, bro. I'll call you back.
Alright,
Bye.
Yeah. Home run for the sub is going through the trough, coming up and going around, home run to here, and then it's hiding up under the rocks to get over here, which is what you guys had before.
Did you know what this was over here? Did you even follow this thing? This power cord that looks like it's going to nothing.
They're not. I don't even think.
It's literally stuck under that rock.
I think it's think the connector's just stuck. I don't think it's going to anything.
Okay, so we can rip it out or cut it off, I guess is what we're gonna have to do, right?
I don't think
I mean, when I found it, I was like, what is that?
looks like it's for like LED tape.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Do we feel good up here on stage?
Are any of the DI boxes active? Do they require batteries?
No. They're all they're just passive, so no batteries with any power.
No batteries needed for DI boxes.
I don't think we've got any AAAs that I've seen in the past. Oh, you bought some. Yes.
Got some there.
You been up to the Walgreens?
And got some more AA's and AAA's in here as well. So Mark was nice and got y'all.
Oh, Mark went to Walgreens.
I was like, can you guys grab that? So you got fresh AA's and AAA's. What do you need to know here? I mean,
Not everything.
I've got drums and bass guitar, guitars. So by the way, guitar 1, guitar 2, we saw that on stage. Those are ready to go. I even have acoustic guitar and acoustic guitar 2. If you want to add those.
Are you calling guitar 1 bass?
No.
Okay.
That's bass.
Okay, all right.
Guitar 1 and guitar 2 we saw.
Okay.
If you want to do acoustic guitar 1 or 2, the console's ready for it, and you literally just have to go to, where's my input? Channel 11. So your channel 11 on, no, where is it at? There it is. Yeah, so A11 on the Snake is acoustic. So just know if you need to add an acoustic guitar and you need to physically plug it in at the Snake, you can just go to your source and make sure, okay, and you just need to plug that into 11 and everything should be working fine.
Got it.
Keys 1 is already plugged in. If you add a second keys, that one's ready to go. You just need to plug it into 14. All your wireless 1 through 6.
How have you done those? Oh, they're already.
Wireless 2,
Okay.
wireless 2.
Okay.
Hey, check test 1, 2. I also have DCAs, so vocal mics. Hey, check. So obviously, if you have a bunch of mics going and you just need to bring the mics down overall, and you don't want to grab all of them, you can just bring down mics.
Okay.
Same thing with effects. So right now, I can go to my buses. Verb. V verb is vocal verb. Sends on fader. As your effects, hey. Same thing, I've patched it in here. So if they're singing and worshiping, you want the effects. And then if it dies down and they're exhorting and you don't want that, hey, you can pull the effects out. You don't have to freak out and like adjust buses and all that. You just pull the effects out until they start singing again, and you can put the effects back up, and then you get it back.
That's nice. So did you do 5 and 6 as your packs?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe, yeah.
The nicer packs 5?
No, 4.
4?
4 is 1 pack.
What's the Sennheiser?
4 and 5 is your 1 pack.
Pastor, what do you need primarily for Wednesdays? And, as we
Wednesdays I
get through
did.
the summer, like what do we need to be aware of for any type of special programming?
Special
or like
effects.
how does it get used typically, even before we get to having the band?
Typically during the summertime, we're going to have special events. No different than next weekend next Wednesday when he has a talent show, or we're doing a graduation ceremony in here, like for the preschool or something like that. And that's 1 or 2 handhelds. It's pretty easy. If I do a big event that's a vision event, I pull out a pack and I wire up, which is pretty simple. I don't expect to have much more than that going on here this summer, other than naturally, the real answer to that question is preview worship services, where we're full on trying to
Right.
do everything.
Right.
But that's the real answer.
The reason
But-
I ask is I'm curious if we ought not go ahead and set up some scenes for how you typically use it, and then walk through scene recall. So that way you walk
Yeah.
in, you don't have to worry about anything. You literally tap 3 buttons and you're back to the exact state you were the last time you used it, no matter who's been in here.
Yeah. Handheld and headset, by the way, he was up there on stage, and I got a good bass for the headset mic,
Okay.
EQ and compression and gate.
Which one is that? You know what that is,
The headsets.
where that stays.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. So both those have been EQ'd for headset, for headset.
Okay.
And then if I know after a while you like tweak, and then it gets to a point where you're like, I just need to start over. 'Cause I'm like too many changes. So this is just like, or if somebody's pushed a button
Yeah.
and it's totally messed up what you had going on, you can just come back down here and recall it. So obviously be on the channel you want it on, and then just hit load preset
Cool.
and then confirm. Same thing with the handhelds. I did handhelds. So as you move on through, if you find that maybe there's a vocalist, which is where you're getting at, if there's a vocalist that's here all the time, or once you guys finally find that worship leader, you can save their EQ and compression for their
profile.
character.
Right.
Yeah. So now you can save that anywhere in here that's available. So we could go to scenes, here we go, which is what you were talking about.
Yeah, I did not realize that you could do individual recall on channels, though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Daniel, before you get to the scenes, can you just go to that next bank? What did you have, 25 through 32? Anything else?
Hold on one second. Let me do this real quick. So I'm going to say right now, you can, if you have a USB, which I would advise,
Yeah.
be wise if you had a USB and maybe the church bought one and you could save it for them, and like this USB could just be in your desk, which is at least the starting point.
Okay.
So at least you've got the starting point from today.
You throw that USB in, it just sets.
He'll know how to do it, but you literally just, here's your scenes.
Right.
I want to view scenes, and then go to scenes,
Right.
and then I'm going to put it on the very bottom, and I'm going to hit save. Save, just generic save, will save it to the console. If you have a USB plugged in, then you save current
Mhm.
to USB.
Mhm.
So
It
I'm
will
just gonna-
be formatted when you put it in, though. So if you want it's dedicated for this, not one you use
Yeah, don't put it on anything
like on,
else.
with your computer or your desktop.
It'd mess up those files.
Yeah, I would just get a cheap USB that's dedicated just for when the crap hits the fan. So FH base, Famber Hall base.
Lights look really good. It looks 1,000 times better than it
I'm gonna
does.
save another one as well, because you know what happens. People record over the other one and they're like, oh no. So at least you have one kind of hidden at the very bottom, to where if somebody,
two hidden at the very bottom.
well, you got one at the top, the first
Oh,
one.
you put one at the top. Okay. All right. One at the
And
top,
then
one at the bottom.
The secret one.
Yeah, the secret one is all the way.
You got to be really dedicated to the cause if you're trying to get to that one and screw it up.
Yeah.
Save. Yes, I want to resave over. So yeah. So we just saved a scene. You're good to go there. And yeah, once you get the USB, you can literally just plug it in, and then it'll ask if you want to save to the USB. And then as you move along, if every Wednesday, if you did an event, and this is where he's getting at, where it'll even,
Right, just
if
come
you're
back.
typically
Yeah.
using one mic, you can have that up and ready to go, and they can just recall that scene.
Right. What do you have in 25 through 32? Anything?
Graphics 1. which is over here.
All right.
That's graphics.
Yeah.
1 and 2?
Graphics 1, and this is going to be quips. It's a weird term that
Okay.
North Point created, but it's basically Spotify and stuff. But you guys didn't have the connection, so I'll send you a link, and it's just a cable that you would plug in here and go to on the console.
What's Quips?
Quips is basically Spotify. walk-in music.
Okay.
Right now it's running off of this.
Okay.
And then when you guys get the cable,
You just plug it in.
plug that in, and now you'll have walk-in music separate from Pro Presenter
Okay.
graphics.
So if you played a video off Representative, you just
You need to,
separate.
yeah. So until then, you just need, yeah. So this would just be pretty much Pro Presenter.
That's easy.
I have subs on a bus. Select sends on fader. So obviously right now I'm sending graphics 1.
Bus 1 through 8 are in ears.
Yeah, drums, bass, guitar 1, guitar 2, keys, and Vox 1 through 5 are the wireless, those wireless devices. Here's your
but
subs.
you have not labeled them in this particular scene, have you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, down there. Okay, I was looking at the top of this one too.
Yeah, it's down
Got
here.
it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah. There is, you still have that amp back there if you decide to throw wedges on stage. Obviously, there's your mix for that. And the line is there, ready to go.
Okay.
But again, I've got my subs on a bus, so I can. So if you're wondering why the bass guitar is not in the subs, it might just be that this isn't. Yeah, like I don't have kick in there. We can go through kick, bass. That should be a good starting point.
Just crank it up. Just turn it up.
I can. Oh, that's
It's nice to have both speakers working.
all 4, you mean?
Yeah, right.
Well,
Forgot what it sounded like, huh? So I did EQ the sub bus. You put your special blend on it, didn't you?
Well, I had this track going. The subs in that frequency range, they rattle, just they can't handle that frequency that well, so I pulled it down. So at least it pulls that nasty frequency down to where it's a little more in control. Do you want to pick a good, just like walk-in for churchy walk-in?
Did y'all already cover all lights?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Something like worship.
Yeah, just
What you would do normally on
Yeah.
a Wednesday night is what he's asking for. Later.
I just get a work random playlist.
MD as well. So if you guys add an MD, click and loops, it's already ready to go. So you just need to make sure it gets plugged into the right channel on the snake. And again, if you select the channel and you go to home, it'll tell you A17. So that is channel 17 on that snake up there.
So while
Oh,
we
it even
have
has it down here too.
So while we have 3 channels empty, we really back there on that snake have a bunch of things empty because we don't
Yeah.
have we don't have acoustics, we don't have leads and stuff like that, right?
Correct. Right
Yeah.
now you're using. I've got it patched for even if you had 2 guitars, 2 acoustics, 2 keys. If you're using the MD click and loops, you're at 17 channels,
Okay.
and then 3 blank ones just to
And
get you with
all the
vocal
rest.
mics,
Yeah.
and then ring mics down there at the
Okay.
bottom.
You set us up for what we need.
Yeah. You're as far as
We should be
inputs,
able
you're
to
good
add
for a
on
while.
another one if we need to, since it's a digital.
Outputs are the sucky part.
Outputs.
You got enough outputs right now, but you're maxed out right now.
on
If you were to
this.
do drums, bass, guitar, 2 guitars, keys, and then 5 vocals, stage,
You don't
and the
remember all this,
subs, now you're
outputs for returns.
I wish you were
Yeah,
listening.
you're
But if
I'm
we
listening.
got
It's just over my head, some of it.
if we went to like the P16 system, then we wouldn't
Yes.
be limited.
now you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
can
is-
So
you-
basically, the board is extendable.
Yeah.
if we ever need it to be.
So before we're done,
Mhm.
and I think you're about to move the lights.
Yeah.
Before we're done, I want you to take the whole system down.
What do you mean? Oh, like show them start up and shut down? Yeah.
Yeah.
All
All the way.
We're about to walk through how one should start and stop
Well, that might be after lights.
the system.
Well, with audio, it's just press and hold home. Well, obviously, mute everything, but I'll just lock it and then power off. And then you can go power off the stage box. I mean, it's stage box.
Oh, you
stage
do
box
recommend
first.
to turn it off.
I always do. Now, if you've got an event 2 days in a row, it's like
Yeah. I think that's
cover.
I'm,
Cover it and be done.
You know,
But
I'll be
if
here
it's-
on Sundays. I'm just concerned about who's going to be using the system that's not in this room right now, and like that's a major one that if you forget,
Yeah.
if you forget to flip that switch, it's very easy to forget it's even back there.
Yeah.
I don't
I mean,
know
you
of anyone
could-
that would be using it though.
You could leave it up and running.
Well,
You ain't gonna let
that's
nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
that's where
Take us to lights. Let us get lights done, and then let's power down and power up. Okay.
Press and hold. I would advise doing this if you're going to get up and walk away. Not that anybody's planning on coming in here and messing with stuff.
So you just
but
lock it by holding that down.
Press and hold home.
Gotcha.
And now I
Easy.
can.
Okay. And then if you unlock it, are those gonna? Gotcha.
Okay. Cool.
Let me save this again, just to be safe. Scenes. Save, yes.
I'm just glad we got to run back and forth. I know that sounds like a simple thing. It's a little thing, but
Oh, the little things in life. Can I get one of these?
Yeah.
Watch. I'm gonna watch right here with you. Zach, you getting in here?
Zach's probably like, I'm not touching lights.
You just want to be one. You just.
I'm just